I've been a slave all my life. 25 years, 300 months. I'm done waiting. It's time to act, but I can't do it alone.
As long as we together, we can do anything.
We gonna have to fight for every step.
Now we trouble.
You're trying to get us killed.
It's all or nothing.
So Underground, it looks like an amazing series. What can you tell us about your characters?
Aldis?
Oh. My character Noah, he's a blacksmith on the plantation, which means, you know, he gets to travel a little bit every now and then. His services are leased out, so he gets to journey to different towns. He gets to go see what a little bit more life is like. So he gets the idea that, look, I'm trying to be free. I've heard a few things. I'm trying to live my life. So that seed is planted in him, which he takes back to the plantation to organize an escape crew. You know, because he understands there's more to life than just being a slave. And then I happen to influence Miss Jurnee over here, who plays Rosalie.
Yes, you know, the other misfit.
Yeah.
My character is Rosalie, and I am a young house servant. And, you know, as any woman coming, you know, up in this era, you really didn't have a voice. You didn't have an identity. You weren't considered a human being. And yet, even though society tells you that's the role you're supposed to play, she has all these things working in her mind that's working against what society is telling her. And she starts to dream. And her mother's trying to beat it out of her, trying to, you know, keep her stifled because she knows those dreams can mean death.
Yeah.
And when I come across this gentleman, who plays
Strapping
Noah.
young buck right here. Now, granted, also keep in mind that her character Rosalie has probably never left the plantation. This is
Ever.
all that she knows. So even going to the next town is like going to a different country for her. You know what I mean? So for her to think of all these things,
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
And he's the first person that kind of acknowledges that he has those dreams as well. And so
that's where we connect.
I've heard some people compare it to like the new generation Roots for those younger generations that never even knew about Roots. This gives them a glimpse into the slavery lifestyle. What would you say to that?
well, you know, the thing about this show, about Underground, is really we're trying to delve into stories that we haven't heard yet. You know, about the uprising, the people who were the misfits, the revolutionaries, the people who fought back, the people who were so courageous and audacious to say, I can't take this no more.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I honestly, if you asked me to compare it to something, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Because there's a different perspective that we tell the stories from. And something that we continually reiterate is the fact that we tell this story from the perspective of strength, from people actually, okay, they're going to take that weapon, but they'll internalize it and figure out how to use it later. You know, for me, I'm like, oh, this is like Spy Games back in 1857, because they literally are watching everybody like a hawk. They're taking notes. You know, they're sitting there reading the layout of the land, reading the stars, reading people's movements, and they're saying, okay, I'm going to use X, Y, and Z, you know, at this particular time to make my move. And they're calculating. And it's so fun to play it out, but also intriguing to see how their minds work back in the day.
Yes,
you
I mean,
know?
the conductors, the operators, the people who were involved with the Underground Railroad were ingenious. I mean, like you were saying, the way they used the stars or song or, you know, engineering methods.
Actually, that's another big fun part of the show. Not to cut you off, is the song in general. A lot of people don't realize that back in the day, slaves used to work in the field and they sang songs. It wasn't just to pass the time. Those songs were literally codes. You know what I'm saying? It's the first version of Morse code. It's the first hacking you have ever seen, you know? So, you know, we get to utilize that and understand and really see how they played with that and how they survived with that and how all that information transfers, you know?
Well, there's a lot of music on your brother's show, Empire, as well, Jesse. And I know he'll be actually joining the cast of Underground. This will be the first time you guys have worked together in 20 years. What's that like?
Well, you know, I was just trying to find an excuse, any excuse to work with my brother, but I can't take credit for it because it was actually our director, Anthony Hemingway, who read these episodes, and he said, I have the perfect role for Jesse to guest star, and when I tell you he kills it, he kills it.
It's gonna be the slaves left behind that pay the price.
Run with me.